What's up, YouTube? This is James coming back at you with another informative video. I hope you guys are doing well out there on this beautiful Thursday. I'm doing well myself. In case you're wondering why these ladies are reaching out for this stack of cash that Trump is holding in his hands, simply because the Trump administration is now giving out baby bonuses, incentivizing the public to have more children. Now, this ain't for everybody. This ain't for all kinds of other people. This ain't no people, everybody across the land. If you understand what I'm saying. Basically, it's for so-called white people. Why? I'm going to show you after we watch this video. You know what I'm saying? Is why these incentives are basically giving out this money. And I'll show you. You know what I'm saying? It's simple because I'll just come out and tell you. White people population is dwindling. They are not reproducing themselves, and it's all across the world. You see what I'm saying? Including America. And this is the reason why Trump is doing this. But nevertheless, what I want us to do is actually check out this particular video clip. Then I'll show you, a small short article going into detail as to what this is really all about. So without further ado, let's look at this. Check this out.
And the New York Times reports the Trump administration is considering proposals to encourage more American women to get married and have babies. The incentives would potentially include giving $5,000 in cash to American mothers after delivery and funding programs to educate women on their menstrual cycles. The administration officials have publicly promoted the pro-natalist movement on several occasions.
I want more babies in the United States of America. And I want beautiful young men and women who are eager to welcome them into the world and eager to raise them.
The birth rate is very low in almost every country. And so unless that changes, civilization will disappear. America had the lowest birth rate, I believe, ever. That was last year.
I'll be known as the fertilization president, and that's okay. That's not bad.
And New York Times reporter Caroline Kitchener joins me now to talk more about this. Caroline, thanks for coming on. I know you did a deep dive on this topic. So what else can you tell us about these potential incentives and the overall goal here?
Well, we don't know what the Trump administration is going to do yet, but I had started hearing from sources that they were taking these meetings and they were having these conversations, and they were saying to advocates who care very deeply about the declining birth rate, here, come to us, bring us your proposals. And so that's what they did, and they've really been hearing them out in recent weeks. So I think it's anybody's guess what they're going to do, but I think it's fair to expect them to do something.
As we're talking about this, the national birth rate has declined since 2007. Last year, the CDC reported birth rates are at a historic low. So why are Americans having fewer children, and why is that so significant?
I think there are a lot of reasons for it, and different parts of this movement highlight different reasons in line with their goals. So from social conservatives, from Christian conservatives, you'll hear talk about, the crisis of the traditional family and how media and politics is giving women kind of a different idea of what they should value, that they should value work over family. You hear them talk a lot about how people are having babies later, getting married later, or not getting married at all. And that's a really big concern for a lot of people that are very close to President Trump and this administration.
You say the desire to increase funds to help mothers and babies could collide with other administration priorities. What do you mean by that?
Well, we've seen big cuts in a lot of these agencies that are very relevant to some of these goals. For example, in the Department of Health and Human Services, we saw massive cuts to the Division of Reproductive Health. Now, that's something that's the IVF division was within that part of the department, and yet you've heard Donald Trump say, I am the fertilization president, I am the father of IVF, and making really big promises in that area. But yet you see these cuts. So I think we have to see how, these priorities align with DOGE and potential cuts that we have seen and that we could see going forward.
All right, New York Times reporter Caroline Kitchener, we appreciate your time today, Caroline. Thank you.
Now they want to make that seem as though it's just here in America. No, this is all over the world, like I said earlier on. They are not reproducing themselves. They are on a decline. They are on their way out. And that's what it boils down to. So for these sisters who see and hear this video, especially some of you younger sisters, this ain't for you. Don't go looking at the money. Tell me, I'm going to get $5,000. No, this ain't for you. It's for them. Now, to get into this article right here, it says Europe has long faced the problems associated with shrinking populations, with some nations, particularly in Eastern Europe, dealing with the dual demographic challenge. Countries with the lowest population growth rates: Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Romania, Estonia, Bulgaria, Serbia, Moldova, Croatia, and Montenegro are the 10 European countries with the lowest population growth rates. Okay, this refers to the average annual percentage change in population resulting from a surplus of deficits of birth over deaths and the balance of migrants entering and leaving a country. Latvia's population growth rate is minus 1.14%. Lithuania's minus 1.05%, Poland's minus 1%, Romania's minus 0.94%. Wow, it just keeps dropping. Estonia minus 0.76%, Bulgaria minus 0.66%, Serbia's minus 0.61%. Okay, Moldova, it just keeps going down. Minus 0.58%. Croatia, minus 0.46%. And Montenegro, minus 0.44%. So now you have it. The reason why the Trump administration is actually doing this is to pay women to get, pregnant, have babies, to stimulate their population growth. It's not going to work though. You understand what I'm saying? It is not going to work because, hey, I said yesterday in the video that I did, Esau is the end of the world. Okay? Jacob is the beginning of the new world. I am paraphrasing, but that's exactly what it's all about. And this is the reason why these people are not going to stimulate their birth rates regardless of all the money that you can give them. $5,000, not a lot of money, but it's a lot of money to just go out and go get pregnant. You know what I mean? If that's what you're looking at, a little short come up like that, you know what I mean? But it's not going to do you any good. Nature is taking its course, people. And that's basically what this all boils down to. That's that. That's all I got on this particular video right here, people. I want you guys to tell me what you think of it if you can. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. People, please remember to live your life as though we are being watched. Simply because we are. This is James, and I'm out. Peace.